All right. All right. All right. Okay. So, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I'm going to be doing a ClairTarot reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, also for your cross watchers and all your personality. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I should save that for Pisces. Okay, I'm Pisces. I know what I'm talking about. When it comes to personalities, I know what I'm talking about. I'm joking. All right. So, Gemini, I asked the collective energy of Gemini what this reading is going to be about to kind of give you a heads up on what to possibly expect. And I was told that it's time for you to go deep, go into the deep. I do have quite a bit of experience with Gemini, being married to one for 20-something years. You guys have a tendency to prefer a more surface level of existence, of connection. And it's not because you have an inability to go deep. It's just preference. It makes you somewhat uncomfortable to go into the deeper aspects of yourself. Well, right now with a phase, with not the phase, but with the type of energies that are going around, depth is definitely, I don't know if that's optional. There's a high likelihood that you're definitely going to be put in situations and interactions that are going to push the boundaries of what you can handle. Okay. And I don't think that you're not going to be able to handle things. I think what it's doing is really pushing what you think you can handle. I think it's going to push you beyond, just to prove to you that you can actually handle way more than you realize. So let me just. Ooh. Okay. And we'll use this for clarifiers. So here we go. Card number 1. Make peace with your past. I think there's something that's going to come up soon, if it hasn't already, that's going to cause you to think about situations that you've struggled with in the past. This tends to happen when people are entering an ascension cycle, a cycle of spiritual, mental, and emotional expansion. So you're going to have to make peace with that. You're going to have to stop avoiding the thoughts that you've had coming up regarding whatever that is. It's been rotting inside you. This card has come up quite a bit over the past couple days, and it's only now that I realize there are flies. Those are flies, like house flies, all over. There's something you haven't digested. Okay, something from your past that has been left undigested up until now, and it's been rotting within you. I kind of get the sense that it's kept you from moving forward. It's been such a heavy weight. Card number 33. It's time for you to allow yourself to blossom. Just allow your unfoldment. Acknowledging things from the past, allowing yourself to digest things from the past, is not an admission of failure, of lack of worth, of of any of that. Honestly, I get really sick and tired of people talking shit about Gemini, saying Gemini's two-faced, you keep secrets. And, well, if y'all would just calm the fuck down with Gemini, they'll come to their own conclusions and share their thoughts with you. It's this trying to force you to share aspects of yourself that you're not ready to share that causes you to become even more quiet. And you're doing this to yourself too. That's the thing. It's one thing for you to do this with other people because they really need to mind their own business. Bottom line, Gemini will share when they feel safe. This is one of the things that my husband has really taught me. When you make a Gemini feel safe, they will share anything and everything. Okay. They're not shady. They just are compartmentalized. And if you're going to try and force a Gemini to share, then it's going to make them feel unsafe and they're going to close down even more. So it's not that you're shady, it's that you don't feel safe. So if you're looking at this and you're applying it to yourself, you don't feel safe processing your own pain. You don't feel safe acknowledging what you've been through. Well, that's worked for some time now, but it's gotten to a point where that's no longer working for you. You're needing to allow the blossoming. You're needing to allow yourself to really take a good hard look at what you've experienced. You're needing to just begin the process of self-healing, If this journey is too daunting for you, creation, your higher self, will carry you. This is not something you have to do on your own. That's the thing. All of this is rotted because it's like you've kept it to yourself and then you begun keeping it from yourself. Gemini, you have people in your life that will gladly help shoulder the load. They will listen to you. I mean, granted, not everyone is worthy of your trust. You have to use your discernment. But the people who have proven to you time and time again, they are a safe space for your heart. These are the people who care about you genuinely. These are the people who can listen to what you have to get off of your chest without condemning you. Turn to them. Now is not the time for you to try and cover up your struggles with charisma and charm. And I've found that Gemini is very, very charming, and that is often used to deflect the attention from whatever is being noticed internally. And that's a coping mechanism. It's not shadiness. It's not secretiveness. It's a coping mechanism, and you have the right to privacy. All right. You have the right to privacy. Things you don't want to share, you don't need to share. But just know, if you don't share the things that you need to release, if you don't share it with the people that have proven themselves worthy of your trust, it's begun to rot inside you. It's creating a toxic environment within you. And that can't possibly be good for your mental and emotional health. And your physical as well, because emotions that are suppressed, emotions and thoughts that are allowed to stagnate and amplify their distortions of your perceptions, those will have very real physiological symptom presentation. Okay, so card number 5, cultivate love. You can cultivate love within yourself as well as outside of yourself. Oftentimes what I found, and it makes me really, really sad, Gemini has a tendency to loathe themselves. And that just makes me really sad. Because some of the most beautiful people that I know and love are Gemini. My husband's a Gemini. Gemini is actually my favorite sign. Y'all are crazy motherfuckers. I can't get enough of y'all. But you have to cultivate love inside yourself too. You can't just be pleasant to be around and have yourself silently dying inside. Release some of that. There are people who more than enjoy your charisma, your charm. They really see through to the core of you. They see the things you're struggling through, and they've been respecting your privacy. And I'm pretty sure these people, I'm pretty sure you can trust them. If you can't trust them, I'm pretty sure you'd know that. You'd feel it, because Gemini is a very private, very, very private type of energy. But y'all be knowing everyone else's business. I know Gemini, y'all be know, I don't even know how y'all get this information, but you guys know other people's business. I'm telling you. Card number 39, creation. What are you creating for yourself, Gemini? Are you creating the type of environment and experiences that give you a sense of fulfillment, that make you feel loved, to make you feel appreciated? Because if you're not, please remember at this point, I want you to remember you have the power and the authority to create circumstance and experiences that do make you feel fulfilled, that do make you feel happy with your life. I also know with Gemini, you guys have a tendency when you love someone, you will totally go out of your way, bend over backwards, do whatever it takes to make them feel super special, super loved. And you know, what ends up happening is you end up martyring yourself for some of these connections. You end up martyring yourself. You end up doing things that are unnecessary to try and prove your love and your worth to someone who already loves you. Okay, so use some of that energy that you would normally save to try and prove to someone that you love them. Use some of that for yourself. Do a little bit more self-care. And this is more than just going to a spa, nails, hair, whatever it is that comes to mind for self-care. That's the more typical type of self-care. This is about really just diving deep into the oceans of your heart, really allowing yourself to process. Maybe go out to dinner by yourself once a week, to allow yourself to just sit there and think about how your week has gone, ways in which you felt disappointed. And as you physically go through the process of digesting the food that you're eating, set the intention that you are also digesting the events of your life. So that way you're not just creating blockages within you. Okay? So card number 21, tiny triumphs. Sometimes you have to recognize it's better to win a whole bunch of little battles than to just set your sight on winning the entire war. Steps. You have to do this in steps. You're not going to become a different person. Okay? In order for you to process your life, you don't have to become a completely different person. Take one event at a time. Shift your perception 1 degree at a time. The goal is not to suddenly be someone else. The goal is to shed all the layers, all the pretenses, all these things that you hide behind, because you're such a gift. If you would allow more of that out, more people would benefit from your presence. You're not just entertainment. You're not just a novelty. And honestly, it gets very frustrating for me when I see people who have that Gemini energy really just making themselves out to be a novelty. You're so much more than that. You're so much more than that. It's traditionally thought that Gemini is the genius of the zodiac. Okay, that's what's traditionally thought. And it's like you're overcompensating for something by being entertaining, being charming, being charismatic. You have more gifts than what you're letting people see. You have so much more depth. And this period that we're entering, it's really going to challenge your ability to allow your light to shine through. Whether you want to hide it or not, at this point, your light's going to be shining through. More people are going to be noticing. They're going to notice the difference in you. And you're going to have to be okay with that. You're going to have to get comfortable with the very real fact that these beautiful aspects of yourself that you hide, people are probably going to begin noticing it. They're probably going to begin initiating conversations with you that allow you to let more of that out if you choose. And if you choose not to, then you choose not to, but just know you can't hide it anymore. Card number 17, commune with source. You got to go deep. Source is not superficial. Source does exist on surface levels, tidbits of it. If you want to really commune with source, you have to dive deep into yourself. Don't be afraid of what you find in there. You're not a bad person. You're not. You're not. A lot of the Geminis that I know, it's very common for the people in their environment to have these opinions of them. They don't even know who you are. Why would you ever believe the opinion of someone who you've never even shared yourself with? That's silly, isn't it? Allowing someone who doesn't know the truth of you, who hasn't seen, experienced, felt the full gravity of your divinity to dictate to you who you are. That's silly. To me, that's silly. When people come on my lives and start talking shit about Gemini, it's like, you obviously are not a safe space for a Gemini, so they wouldn't ever show you the truth of who they actually are. So therefore, your opinion means jack shit. You're basing your opinion on what they're letting you see, not the truth of who they are. They're letting you see something. They're controlling what you see. So you don't even know who they are. So who are you to talk shit? Card number 44, attraction. You're attracting to you the very things that you're needing to experience. So if you're experiencing a sense of isolation, if you're experiencing a sense of lack of wish fulfillment, lack of satisfaction, these are experiences, feelings that you need to have right now, because it's the discomfort you feel from those experiences that will really, really get you to force yourself out of it. And this is something you're going to have to choose for yourself. No one else can do this for you. So as long as you choose to continue to sit there and be in that experience, that's how long you're going to experience it. When you're done experiencing it, you're simply going to stand up and realize that hole that you felt you were in, that hole that you felt like you were sitting at the bottom of a huge, deep hole. When you stand up, you'll recognize it's like waist deep. You could have climbed out anytime. Okay. And it's not because you lack awareness. It's not because you lack ability. It's because you needed some time to sit there and experience. Okay. If you feel as though you're surrounded by dark thoughts, dark circumstance, dark people, whatever it is, even when you allow your light to get to its very dimmest, even if you allow your sacred flame to become nothing more than a half-dead ember, when you put that dying ember in complete darkness, it glows oh so beautifully. When you're surrounded by darkness, it's really your soul setting the intention of reminding you how potent your light actually is. Even when it's dim, your light is potent. So it's time for you to rise up. Okay, Gemini, it's time. Card number 11, it's time for you to take your rightful place as the queen bee. Gemini has such a profound ability to be able to convince people of things. I'm not saying you guys are manipulators. I'm saying you have the ability to lead groups of people. Not even joking. Gemini has this ability of, through your charm, through the way you make people feel at ease, they feel more comfortable following your advice. So if you allow yourself to rise up and people feel comfortable with you, then you begin to inspire them to also rise. So that's why it's important for you to begin the healing process for yourself. Everyone that's witnessing this happening for you, to you, you're inspiring them on their own process, on their own paths. It's important that you recognize the gravity of in what you are. Hold on. Oh, okay. I want to pull a couple more cards for you. Okay, Gemini. Let us get, Gemini, a little bit more clarity. This this Mercury retrograde that we're entering is going to definitely be challenging, okay? It's going to make you feel a little bit more emotional than what you're accustomed to dealing with. You're going to feel more frustrated, but you're also going to have more opportunity to grow in a much more accelerated manner. Okay. Oh. So card number 6, the Lovers. So love affairs, romance building again within marriage, relationship, relatives, loving relationship you could share with a friend. This is, excuse me, this is confirmation that you do have at least one person who loves you in such a way that can free you to begin processing with them, with their support, where you can share these things you're struggling through with them and they can stand beside you. They're not going to judge you. They're not going to run away. They're going to stand there. They're going to love you. They're going to accept you as you are. All right? Don't be afraid. You also have Ace of Wands, new beginnings, new ideas, creation. You have this within your grasp. This dawning of a new day is within your grasp. The Chariot, movement, journey, victory over a situation or problem, balancing the opposite polarities. There's Gemini right there. There are your two faces, the light and the dark half, neither one evil, neither one shady, neither one worthy of less respect or love. And this is you standing as a totality, knowing that both your halves serve you, serve your growth. It's time for you to rise. This bottom line, it's time for you to rise, Gemini. It's time for you to stop being afraid of your journey, of your process, of people who you can trust, you know you can trust, knowing exactly who you are, of them seeing your vulnerability. It's time. It's time. So, Gemini, I hope this helps you during this Mercury retrograde season. I just want to hug you guys. I just want to hug you guys. All right. Please do give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me every single time I'm live. I'm going to be coming live again in a moment to do Libra. All right. See you guys in a couple minutes. Bye.